This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the Medved Clearlines training session. I am your host, Kipp Cohen. Some of y'all are saying you're hearing an echo. Hold on just a second. Scott, does it still sound like it's in an echo? No, it's good. Okay. Not as bad. I don't know why that's happening. All right, well, apologize if you're getting an echo. Good afternoon, again, good afternoon and welcome to this special training session. I am your host, Kipp Cohen. It is Wednesday, the 31st of October, 2018, here for about the next hour to kind of just explore, share with you guys the clear lines for the Medved Trader platform, clear lines indicator, which I developed to replace the past WiseTrade red and green line system. One of the things I wanted to do just for the new viewers or those of you that are viewing that may not have seen this before, want to just kind of show you the simplicity of the system and the power of the platform that we utilize. The great thing about the Medved Trader platform, which is what we use for the clear lines, is that it is very customizable. You can simple it down as much as you want, or you can get it as fancy and complex depending on your personal needs. First of all, real quick, are there, Tom, I can't make you a presenter. I'm the presenter. I don't know why you want to be the presenter. Are there any of you in here that currently do not have the platform, the clear lines for Medved? Answer me in the chat. Okay. So for those that don't have it, oh, somebody just turned on there. That was weird. There we go. Now I can't hear anybody because I just turned my speakers down. I don't yet. Got that account set up. Okay. Couple quick things. For those of you that are interested in the platform, you can subscribe to it at equity-alerts.com. Most of you may or may not know this, but I'm a partner in both Equity Alerts and Clear Trading Systems is my company that we're the ones that develop the clear lines. But if you're interested in subscribing to clear lines, equity-alerts.com, and then you can get information on the clear lines tab. And I'm not here to sell you on it or anything. I'm just letting you know that's where you can access, and if you're interested in signing up, for those that want to know more about it. So we partnered with Medved Trader for a couple of reasons. One is that they were already integrated with Ally Invest, where a lot of the former WiseTrade customers had accounts. They were quick to respond and help us, which was really important in getting set up, and just very accommodating. And we found that although in the beginning, utilizing the platform, it's a little overwhelming, after a short period of time, you learn that it's actually a pretty amazing system, their platform. So what happens is, for those that are new subscribers, you will be sent an email with instructions on how to set up. And so without going into too much detail, if you have an account with Ally Invest, a funded account with over $500, the access for the Medved platform is free. Okay. There's still a indicator fee, which is to use the clear lines. That's separate. That's my fee. The platform fee, if you have an Ally account, there's no charge. If you do not have an Ally Invest account, if you broker with TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers, they're integrated with Medved. There is a free first month for the platform, and then it's $19.99 a month thereafter. Again, that's in addition to my indicator fee, which is $59 a month if you just want the indicator. If you don't have one of those other integrated brokers, then you may additionally have data feed charges that can run about $25 a month on top. If you're with Schwab or Merrill Lynch, or you have a Canadian Ameritrade, TD Waterhouse account, we do have integration with Questrade out of Canada as well. So just to let you know, the best alternative is for those that have the Ally Invest account, or if you open and fund an account, you'll get access to the platform, the $20 portion of the fee for free. So for those just getting started, when you start up the Medved Trader the very first time, it's actually going to automatically preload one of my layouts, and in the layout library, you'll see they have their own layouts, the Medved layouts, but they also have clear lines, active trading, and swing trading. And the platform is actually going to automatically start and automatically adjust to your resolution, your screen resolution, the layout for the swing trader. When I first set up the platform, I wanted to give a layout that WiseTrade users or former WiseTrade users would be comfortable with, that would say, hey, where's my 8 time frames? So this is the 8 time frames. This is a monthly long-term trend, a weekly midterm, a daily, 130-minute, a 60, 30, 10, and 2. So this is kind of everything all in one screen. It's the complete layout. I have found that using my couple variations, and a lot of the newer users are really enjoying what is I've created as the 2-screen layout. Okay, it's a 2, which you saw initially, which one side is a historical chart, the other one is a minute chart. So one of the big differences about this platform is that charts are divided into 2 different styles. Historical, which is going to be your monthly, weekly, daily, or quarterly or annual, okay? And then a minute time frames. This is just a function of how the Medved guys develop their platform, so we kind of have to follow their methodologies, their system. But for the trader that wants to view and see all 8 time frames at once, this gives you that ability. So you're going to see a couple things. At the top left, this is the index window, okay? This is where you're going to see your Dow, your NASDAQ, your S&P, the VIX. And again, it's preset with the 3 indexes with the VIX. You do have the ability to customize that by selecting your own indexes depending on your data provider. That will dictate what you can see. So you'll notice there's, in this window, this is going to determine where your data is coming from. You're going to click on main and you're going to see like it's a source. So I have brokerage accounts with Ally Invest. I have an Ally Invest for MB Trading account, and I have a TD Ameritrade account. So I've selected TD Ameritrade as my data source. There's also the index. This is what powers the indexes. So you may have a source of data for the indexes, which is different from the source of data for your actual symbols for this portfolio. This is actually a portfolio window, even though I strictly use it for indexes. This is a secondary portfolio window. This is where I store my, similar to the old, just went blank, baskets. This is like your basket. So the button here that says edit portfolios, these are my baskets. I have a Forex basket, a futures basket, a NASDAQ 100. I have a Dow basket, and I have my popper dropper watch list. So I can add and delete symbols to these lists at will. I can just start typing MMM space XLNX space, and then what that does is it adds it to the list. So you can see now down at the bottom of the list where I just added 3M and XLNX. And actually update this every day. I add and remove symbols. I can watch the reason I use my TD account is because I can get these all the different futures. They give you futures for no additional charge. So I just like to have that. But I can click on any one of these boxes in my watch list, and it will load those symbols. So the cool thing is that you can quickly look at stocks one after the other. Very quickly, basically look at one after the other. And for those that like a real quick view of the trend, again, you've got your long-term, your mid-term, and your daily, and then your minute time frames. I do have everything preset to 50 intervals or 50 bars. Okay, they're going to be called bars because that's, the way that most traditional technical indicators show things as bars. I can switch that if I want to view 100 time frames or 200 time frames. So if I go, and I'm gonna blow up one chart so you can just see one. So that way it's easier. So one chart. So if I want to go back further in time, if I want to go 100 days, I can view 100 days. If I want to go 200 days, because I'm on a daily chart, I can go 200 days. Okay. You'll notice a couple things on the chart. I've got volume, which is overlaid on the chart. That is an indicator. So I can actually add indicators to my chart. And there's a full list for those of you that like moving averages and Bollinger Bands and whatever else. You can add any of these indicators to your chart. Okay, I like to keep it simple. I have volume, I have average true range, and I have, of course, my clear lines. The clear lines is technically an indicator. All right. So if you had the Medved platform and didn't subscribe to clear lines, there would be a lock on this. You would not be able to access it. You have to subscribe to get it. One of the other cool features that you could not, so first of all, WiseTrade didn't do this. You could not view more than 51 time frames. Your limit was 51 intervals. So you had the ability to look back much further. You also have a scroll bar, which you could not do in WiseTrade. So I can actually scroll way back in history. I mean, this goes back to 2012 on a daily chart. I can go all the way back to 2012 on a daily chart, okay? That's a lot of time. So I can do that. Or if I want to go to the, let me We minimize that. Let's go to our monthly chart. If I want to go back further on the long term, I can go back further. Well, however far the data goes, 2012. So there's our midterm. Look at that. Facebook just been on a rip for actually, yeah, that's as far back it goes. Goes back on the weekly, on the monthly, sorry. I can only go back. That's probably when it, I don't know. That's all the data I'm getting. But you can go back much further in time, okay, which is great. For those of you that are candlestick traders, all right, that you like candles, let's go back to our daily chart. I can actually overlay candlesticks onto my charts as well, if you're into using candlesticks. Now, we do utilize them intraday, especially if we want to draw our Fibonacci's. You need to see the candles. If you like to keep it simple and you just want your red and green lines, you don't have to use the candles. One of the other really great features that I added, that I had my programmer put in, you'll notice these up and down arrows, these red and green arrows. So the way the arrows work is when a time frame, let me go to a bigger minute time frame. Let's go to a 30-minute time frame. Or let's go to a 10-minute. And let's go back a couple days. Okay, because this is where there's some real power in this. When the lines cross over, okay, and the interval completes, when the interval closes, when there's a fresh cross and the interval completes, you will see an arrow up or down. So we had a fresh cross here. There was the cross. At the completion of the interval, we got a arrow down. So it confirms the cross. Obviously, this was a little clear to see. We got a cross up, we got a recross back up, and a cross down. So what ends up happening, and it depends on the stock you're watching, but there are periods during the day where certain stocks that are in a nice little continuation move, one way or another, one direction or another, you start seeing these arrows like here. Here's one up, second up, third up, fourth up. So it keeps confirming the uptrend is what you're getting. These could be points to add to your position, confirming the uptrends. So let's go back to, I want to go, so first of all, you'll notice there's a lot of different layouts in here. Okay, I can create literally an endless number of layouts. And I don't want to spend today going through all of them because there's no reason to. But the one I use in the morning before the market open is my 2-chart layout. And the reason is because it gives you a real clean picture of a historical chart. Again, that's your long, your mid, and your daily, short, mid, and long, and then an intraday chart. For those that I know as you get older, it's harder to see, you know, so having a big clean picture makes it much easier on the eye. And because you can just click through different time frames, the preset, or you can add a custom time frame. And I'm going to show you something really cool. This will blow your minds. For those that are just now seeing this, you can actually put in a half minute or a quarter minute. We use that in the mornings to trade actively. But you can create a custom time frame of a half minute if you want. But like here's the daily chart on eBay. I mean, pretty clear picture. This has been in a downward trend on the daily. It's been on a downward trend pretty much since March, you know, continuing downward. Under the settings, and you can get to the settings if you go There's a couple different ways. Each one of these windows has a little box. This is the dashboard. I call it the Rubik's Cube because that's what it looks like, but it's the dashboard. So within the dashboard, you have the access point to portfolios and your account view and trade tickets, and there's a lot of different things, but there's settings here, okay? Within the settings, kind of a couple important points, features to point out. So you have a data source and you have a trading source. They can be the same or they can be different. Okay, so the data source is where you're getting the data that powers your software. What broker do you get quotes from? So I can get quotes from Ally Invest for MB Trading, and TD Ameritrade. So I mainly get my quotes from TD Ameritrade. If you don't have one of the integrated brokers, you're going to probably get your data from someone like Stockwatch or Rhythmic. All right. If you have an account with Interactive, you could get quotes from there, or if you have an account with any one of these data sources or brokers, they will provide you with the quotes. Okay. Now that's separate from your accounts, which is another source of information. So you can see here, I have two accounts at TD Ameritrade. I have a cash account and I have an IRA. Okay. So I can view either one of these accounts in my Medved. I also have accounts with Ally Invest. I have an options account. I have a cash and some demo accounts. All right. So I can access any one of these accounts through my Medved platform. So the account view is different from data view. So I can view and receive data from one account, but I can view my trading account. Like even though I have data from TD Ameritrade, I can still view my Ally Invest account. It's kind of a cool feature. There's one other deal is that under data sources are your news sources. So I have selected Ally Invest, TD Ameritrade, and Yahoo Finance as my news source. They have other choices. Some of these are paid. If you have Stockwatch for data, they also provide news. And the reason you want to have that is because on your watch list or portfolio, you're going to see a little light bulb. If that light bulb lights up and is yellow, that means that there is a news for that symbol. So all I have to do, hold on a second, is click the little bulb and a window appears and I can see what news is happening. And there's a whole list of news related to that symbol. Or I can click another symbol over here to get the news for that symbol. And if I find a story I want to read, I can just click, double click, and it'll open that news source, that news story. See, Facebook earnings. All right. So this is another really nice added feature of the Medved platform. Oops. Additionally, if I want to add or remove symbols, I just click on my edit portfolio and I can, again, I think I showed you all this. I can type in and add more symbols. Yeah, I showed you all this. Could you do a news story feature again real quick for Joe? Yeah. So this functions when there's a news story on a stock that's in one of your portfolios. So it doesn't matter which, if I'm on my NASDAQ 100 list, and I'm going to expand this down just so you can see it. Here's my NASDAQ 100. This is a different type of layout. There are different layouts, but you can see anytime you see a yellow light bulb, you click on the light bulb, that's going to open the news source window. And then I can scan through, and if I find a story I want to read, then I just click on it, and it's going to open that story, depending on where the source is from. If it's from Yahoo, it's going to open a Yahoo page and take me to that news story. If I go to my dashboard, I can click on all news right here as well, and this is a news feed of everything that's coming through. Okay, for I think this is based on every symbol that I have in all of my quote feeds right now. And then I can go to symbol news. This might be actually, I need to find out what all news, that could be. I'm trying to think if this is additional symbols, or it may just be what symbols I have in all my portfolios. I think these are all symbol based. This is just an alphabetical is what this is. Yeah. Good question. Okay, we're kind of halfway through. So before we move on, I do want to see if we have any specific questions, and then I'm going to talk about one of the other really great features, which is chart trading. Any other questions right now? Nope. Okay, so let's talk about another feature. Chart Trader, which is quite cool. I'm going to open up a different layout. This is the layout that we utilize in the morning, my popper dropper layout. And now you won't be able to see the full layout, but you'll be able to see most of it. There's a couple windows that are blocked right now. But what I wanted to, and right now it's, so, okay, here's another great thing. We have the ability to view pre and post market data and trade during the pre and post market. Now, obviously the charts are not going to look, the lines right now, because we're after hours, does not look that great. They don't look that great. Excuse my English. Who had earnings after hours today? Anybody know who had a after hours earnings? I did. Well, so here's a couple stocks that you can see. So you can see price charts, and the lines look, they're going to look a little oddball after hours. These are half a minute and 1 minute time frames. But in the morning when we're trading, and I can go back, hold on. So you can see it's a little, let's go back a little earlier. There. So that's kind of more intraday. You can see what's going on. Just lost my train of thought. Anyway, so yeah, so you can view pre-market. We have some traders that actually do utilize the software to trade in the pre-market for the poppers and droppers, which is powerful, very powerful in the mornings. This morning was eBay. Wasn't eBay moving? There was one that sold off right at the open. Whoops, hold on. So you could have been watching or trading eBay pre-market. eBay may not have been a good example, but GM, there you go. See how GM was moving around? So you could have traded in the pre-market. For those that like to do that, you know, you can trade stocks pre-market and see those quotes. So the other great thing is that there is the ability to chart trade. Okay. So I can do that by either right-clicking and then click the buy button. And since we're after hours, you can only do limit orders, but hold on. Let me. Facebook. I want something that's got. So let me put in a limit. Okay, so I can click limit for my order type. And let's say I want to buy Facebook. Okay, I can move the mouse wherever I want to buy at. Okay, so if I want to buy way below the market, I can put a limit way down here. All right, so I set it first. I can adjust my shares if I want to move my share up or down. Okay. And then once I'm ready to commit the order, I just click the checkbox and that'll commit the order to the market. I'm not going to do that obviously right now, but I could do it if I wanted to. And then to cancel it, I just click the X to cancel that order. So I've created a hot button basically here that allows me to set it from there as well. Okay. And again, I can move my price, or I can click right here and I can adjust my price. I can scroll my mouse up and down and then click check to adjust the price. And then when I'm ready to commit it, I can click and send the order to my broker. Now it'll tell me what account I'm on right here based on whichever account I have it set to. So I can pick different trading accounts to trade in and out of. You just need to remember which chart and which account you're on. I have them all linked so that they're all linked together. So I always know I'm on the same account. And then once you're in the trade, you can set a stop. And what I do is I set a limit on market order on one window and I have my stop set. So I can be ready on the other side of the order. Actually, hold on. If I'm going long, I would have a stop below. So hold on. So I would have a stop below, and then I can actually preset my order so that once this is committed, then I can come over here and click and send the order to the market, send my stop. So I can simultaneously have my orders ready, or to take it another step further, depending on your broker, you could also do a bracket order. So I can set a buy order here, and then I can set a stop below it. So I have my bracket order. It's pretty cool to be able to do both of those simultaneously. All right, let me go back and answer a couple questions, and then if we have any questions about chart trading, we'll get back to that. There was a question from Scott about, is there a like Option Hunter and WiseFinder? Unfortunately, Scott, at this point, I don't have a scanning tool, but I will show you a very cool feature in the software. So if you create portfolios, I can open up, like right here, I have a NASDAQ 100 portfolio. And what we do is we typically watch this is a change from the high percent. So this is basically stocks, this is NASDAQ 100. These are stocks that are trading at their high of the day. So like this is 9 cents from the high, 17 cents, or yeah, this is right at the high of the day. Or this is, sorry, 0.9% from the high, not cents, but percent. So this is 1% from the high. So you can find stocks that are trading right up at the top of the day, or at the or near the low of the day, either or trading way off of the low. But you can create different portfolio watch lists to be able to do this with. But there is not a scanning tool. I have an account with TradeStation that I utilize for, I'm going to go back to my two chart layout, by the way. I utilize TradeStation because for multiple reasons, but I have a scanner that I use with that to find the stocks that are up or down the most to look for trade ideas. So the question is, how do you get the news light bulb to populate on the charts? So you cannot get them on the chart. I've actually requested from the Medved guys to add that as I'd like to have it to add it to the quick access toolbar somehow. I think it would be great to have it. We don't, but I do think that's something they should add it. So that if you're staring at a stock and the news story comes out, you can see it here. It's up here on any portfolio. So if I go back and open one of the if I go back and open the NASDAQ 100 portfolio, you'll see the yellow light. Then you just click on the bulb, and it'll bring up the news. So this is all the news for Apple. Or if I want to switch to another company, I can switch to another company. All right. And it brings up all the news. And if I want a specific story, I just double click on the story, and then it'll give me the news for that specific that story. I had never on afters and changed always to see after. Oh, I had never. Yeah. So what he's talking about. So under view on a chart, you have extended hours. So I have it set to never on this chart, but I can do always, and then that's going to give me pre and post market data. But Joe says I had it on never on after hours and changed to always to see after hours action on one chart. Even though they are all tied with a thumbtack, it only changed the one chart. I did not change all chart. Is that correct? Or should it change? No, it's because each chart is independent. So actually, Joe, that's correct. If you want it on all charts, then you got to go to each chart and change the view to, oh, you can't do it on, I'm sorry, you can't do it on historical. Yeah, you can only do it on minute charts. Duh. But yes, on each minute chart, you would have to change the view. You are correct. Trader Jada, Judy, welcome. Says, can we still get OTC charts with your clear lines? That's based on your data. So if your broker gives you access to over the counter, then yes, you'll be able to view over the counter stocks. I don't have access to OTC. I don't think I do. I don't think I have OTC with TD, and I don't have it with Ally. I think Ally, there's an additional fee, a couple bucks a month extra. It depends on your broker, but yes. Does your automatic close button work in after hours or limits? Joe, because it's limit only, I don't think the flatten works after hours. You can only close on a limit order, so that would not work. This is a really cool, I don't know if I talked about this, but if you're in a trade, and I know I'm in a demo account, so let's I got a little time. Let's try something. Anybody know something that's really moving around right now? Anybody know something that's really, well, it won't work after hours, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, Trader Jade, it's just based on whoever your broker is. If you subscribe to OTC, then you'll get OTC on the charts. Medved has nothing to do with the data. Your data comes from your broker or an independent data provider. So it's based on whatever you get your data from. The FANG stocks. Okay, so Facebook. So we'll go back to my puppet dropper layout. Okay, let's do that again. Sorry. So Facebook is moving after hours, I guess. Okay, so let's do a limit just so I can show you. I'm in a demo account right now. Let's do a buy, and let's just set it at 1206. We're just going to do 100 shares right now. Okay, so I've got to limit it. Right now, the bid's at 152.06, so it may or may not fill it. So let's set a limit. All right, so it's that easy to set a limit order, and it probably won't fill. But the cool thing is there's this button right here, or from the trading screen, it's called flatten. So when you're in, I've been using this, it's great. When you're in a trade and it's moving like really fast, and you just want to get out like right now, if you hit the flatten button, it just immediately throws a market and it cancels any stops you have. It gets you out now, which is awesome. It's like, I know some of you guys that have been using the system already love it. I know several of y'all have used it quite frequently. So you can see my order hasn't filled yet. Now, if I want to move up my limit, I can slide it, the pill, whatever they call that thing. If I want to slide it up and then modify, I just hit the M to modify it. So I've moved my limit up. Let's move it up to 29. It'll probably fill it if I go to 29, because that's the ask. All right, so boom, see, insta-fill. All right, so I'm in the trade. Now, if I want to get out, I don't think flatten will work right now because we'll test it and see, because it's market only. It says confirm flattening the position. Do you want to flatten? Yes. Oh, it did. It actually did flatten it at the bid, 152.05. Huh, I didn't know that would work. It actually did work. So the flatten will get you out if you need to get out. You might want to double check live to see if that works. You only really want to limit in, limit out anyways, but it's a great feature when you just got to get out of a trade. You hit that flatten button. Like I said, it works best when things are moving extremely fast. Alan says, can you please explain the chart and pressure screens on the right? You're talking about, so this is a Medved feature, and it's actually something you can add or remove under options. It's there's a pressure and a pace and a candle countdown. These are a couple different things. Pace is going to be how the volume is pacing. Pressure, think of it has to do with the trades going through. I believe it's at the bid or the ask. The great thing is I love about Medved is if you have a question, they have this wonderful little help button. So I can click on it and go to search and pace. Okay. So right here it tells you pace is light candle countdown. It shows up as a small box on the chart that can be moved, dragged. Oh, I'm sorry, pressure. You want to know about pressure. Pressure, this is shown on the right of the chart as a vertical bar. It shows how many of the last 30 trades went off at the bid versus the ask. If more went off at the bid, that shows selling pressure and the bar would be red. If more at the ask, it would be green. The size of the bar depends on the relative difference between the buying and selling of trades. So it is kind of helpful to see that when trades are going off, you know, it gives you an idea of if it's a big buying or big selling. Pat, yes, this is being recorded. Recorded, yes. So I do want to show you how quick and easy it is to create a new layout for those of you that do want to kind of create your own layouts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2-chart layout and I'm going to turn it into a 4-chart layout. Real easy. Okay. So one of the things is these windows are all very modular. They move around. If you want to minimize or maximize, there's 2 places you do that. And it's done from either one of the portfolio windows at the top where it says minimize all. You click the minimize all, it throws it down. You click on the icon on your toolbar, it opens it back up. Either one of these. You only really want to use those 2. If you get in the habit of minimizing each window, it kind of is a pain in the butt. I'm not a fan of doing it that way. It's easiest just to minimize all, and then you go back and maximize. But so if I want to create a 4-chart layout, I'm going to show you how easy it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 4-chart layout that basically is just going to give me, hey guys, hang tight 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this window down here, and then I'm going to go to main. I'm going to go to new chart, and I'm going to click same as this one, and that's going to create another chart. And then I'm going to slide it in there. Actually, let's just do a 3-chart window. No, yeah, we'll do a 3-chart. So I have 2 time frames here. I'm going to change this one to a 3-minute, and I'm going to change that to a 10-minute. And so now I have my 3, my 10, and my historical chart. And all I have to do is, if I like this layout, I just go File, Save Layout, and then I call it my 3-chart layout. 3-chart layout. So now I have a 3-chart layout. Scott, we didn't win. But you can move things around, or if this is too big and maybe I don't want it that big, I want it a little smaller, and I want this a little longer, I can adjust however I want it. Or if I want this here, and maybe I want another one of these, so I can click main, new chart, same as this chart. I can move this down here. And then I can have, whoops. Then I can see my long-term and my daily. Okay. So I got long-term, I got a daily, and I got a 10-minute and a 3-minute. I mean, it depends on your trade style, or maybe I want a 10-minute here and a 30-minute here. Just depends on your trade style. But you can kind of create, the great thing about the platform is you can kind of go endless. What you'll discover is you end up using 1 or 2 layouts mainly. Sorry, guys. You end up using just a couple layouts most of the time. I have two layouts that I pretty much stick between, the two chart layout and the popper dropper layout. That's mainly what I use most of the time. A lot of the new users have been pretty much just going with a lot of them really just like the two chart layout because of the simplicity. It's real easy to use. You can drop down and pick, your minute time frame. You can switch between the long, mid, and the short quickly. Especially for those that are just trying to review their portfolio. You build your portfolio, your watch list up here. You flip between the stocks. You get your quick view, and then that's it. Scott, you did miss the section about trading. Yeah, I already covered that. We did a trade on the one of the windows, but you have the great thing is with the system is that you can trade directly on the charts. And I don't mind real quick showing you just basically if I wanted to buy, I could click on the chart and either mark it, or if I want to change the order type, I got to go back up here. Hold on. I go to limit. If I want to set a limit to buy and I want it down below the current market, so I can set a limit, send order. So I have a limit here to buy at 1808. The market's at 1820 by 21, so I won't get filled. But yeah, you can set your order on the chart. I can modify it by moving the window, the trading price. What do they call this? A pill? There's a term for it. Hold on. Capsule. It's the trading capsule. So I can modify it quickly, which is great. I can also I can do a bracket order. So if I want to buy on a bracket, I can set my buy and my sell underneath it. So I got two. Oh well, it's not accepting it. It's because it's after hours, because you can't set a stop. Bill says I came in late. Can you please clarify what the clear lines are? So, yeah, let me discuss the clear lines real quick. So I developed the clear lines based very similarly on the WiseTrade algorithm. I could not 100% duplicate the algorithm because I don't own the algorithm and it's proprietary, even though WiseTrade's out of business. Ally Invest owns that property. I actually tried to buy it, but I couldn't. But I was fortunate enough to have a developer that works with me. He's actually one of my partners in Clearlines that used to work for WiseTrade and was able to. We basically, thankfully, we were able to create this while WiseTrade was still in existence, and we wrote it, and it mimics as close as I legally could do it without, again, owning the actual algorithm. I can't tell you what's in it because that's proprietary. It is a proprietary indicator, obviously. There's a fee to utilize that indicator. But I assure you, and those that are already using it will tell you, it is pretty darn good. And some of them will tell you they think it's better than the old WiseTrade, especially on the Medved platform because of all the additional features of Medved. Can you monitor an additional stock on the same chart with the primary symbol in the background? It does, and I haven't really done this yet, but there is if you right click, you can, there is a way to do this. Hold on, I'm trying to remember how to do it. There is a way to add a secondary chart, and I'm trying to remember how to do it. Hold on. Trading view main. Hold on, let me. Trying to remember how to do that. I know there's a way to do a secondary symbol. And I'm just, unless they changed it. View, draw, trade. By the way, you can draw on the charts too. I don't know if you knew that, but you can draw trend lines, you can draw Fibonacci. You need the candle for some of that. What? Maybe I need to have the primary chart to do that. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I know there's a way to add a secondary overlay, and I'm just drawing a. I don't. I'm drawing a total blank right now. I haven't used it. Apple and alerts. You can set alerts. By the way, I didn't talk about that, but you can draw. This is a really cool feature. You can add an alert, like if it crosses a price level, it creates an alert. Like it'll send out a pop-up. Edit the alert, so I can set alerts for price levels that are crossed. I'm sorry, I can't remember how to do that. I apologize. Let's see. I'm going to get through some questions here. If we have Equity Alerts membership, can you show how to download your chart layouts to our computers with the box? Joe, I'm going to have to do that at a different time. I can do that during the webinar, daily webinar, because we're on a different web broadcast. I can't do it in here. Trader Jada says, thank you, Kipp. Appreciate your time in the free seminar. Have to run? Best of luck in the new career with Equity Alerts. Clear Lines is very user-friendly for sure. Thanks again. How do you add a bracket button? You have to right-click your mouse over the order types and see if it's available. It may or may not be available depending on your broker, Scott. But you can see I have bracket OCO here. So again, put your mouse over the order types, right-click, and then you can select what windows you want open. Can you, let's see. What are the levels you had on some of the charts, part of the clear lines indicator? What are the levels? Not sure what you mean, Bill. Where are the levels you had on? Oh, okay, yeah. Ally, yeah, straight Ally Invest doesn't have it. Ally MBT does have it. The levels. So there are, oh, are you talking about, I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about, whoops. Oh, did I accidentally just save this as the new popper drop? Oh no. Did I do that? Oh gosh, darn it. Hold on a second. I think I screwed up and accidentally messed up my popper dropper layout. I think I did that. Um, are you referring to these levels? Like we have pivots on the chart. You can add pivot points. Yeah, there's the recording will be on our YouTube page. The YouTube page for equity alerts is where I'll post this at once it's done compiling. That will be, we have yeah. So if you go to our equity alerts and click on the YouTube, this will be posted here on our YouTube page. And again, if you're interested in subscribing to Clearlines, you can do that. Go to equity-alerts.com and then click on the Clearlines tab. There's information. You can sign up. It's $59 a month, or if you do an annual, you get 13 months for the price of 12. Yeah, I think for the additional value, if you do the combination, you can do our alerts and which is our webinar alerts webinar and the Clearlines for $129 a month. All right, a couple more questions. Fred says the added symbol is an indicator. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Okay. So add indicator. Hold on. Wait a minute. Compare symbol. Oh, compare symbol. Thank you. There it is. Golly. So if I want to compare Apple to Facebook, thank you. I forgot. See? So there's Apple, there's Facebook. It's kind of weird. I don't like it, but you can do it if you want to. Thank you. The levels might have been pivots. I'm just trying to understand what clear lines are. Okay, yeah. So just, this is just the this simplistic two chart layout basically just has, this side is just the clear lines only. This side has additionally pivot points. That's probably what you see. These are pivot points. Daily pivots, correct. And you can add or remove. It's up to you if you want those. All right, guys, any other questions? Gone a little over. Any other questions? I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Hold on, a couple questions. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Kipp. Love it. Thanks, guys. All right. I'm going to stop recording.